Hey everyone, welcome back to English Voice Podcast. I'm Elena, and today we have an episode that is going to be incredibly practical and incredibly useful for your everyday English conversations.
And I'm Jax. And Elena, I love today's topic because it is so grounded in real life. Because every single day, every morning, every conversation with a friend or colleague, someone asks you, what happened yesterday? What did you do? How was your day? And being able to answer that naturally and fluently in English is such a fundamental skill.
Exactly. Today, we are talking about how to talk about yesterday in English. The vocabulary, the grammar, the phrases, the expressions, everything you need to describe what happened, how you felt, what went well, what went wrong, and everything in between, all in natural, confident, everyday English.
And what makes this topic so rich is that talking about yesterday touches so many different areas of English at once. You need the past tense, you need time expressions, you need vocabulary for activities, emotions, and reactions. You need to know how to sequence events. You need to be able to describe things that were planned and things that were unexpected. It is a complete English workout.
Let's start with the foundation, the grammar. When we talk about yesterday, we are almost always using the simple past tense. And the simple past tense is the workhorse of personal storytelling in English. It is the tense that carries the story of what happened, moment by moment, event by event.
I woke up early yesterday. She arrived at the office on time. He forgot his lunch at home. They finished the project just before the deadline. We had a really good conversation. In all of these, the simple past tells us that these events happened at a specific, completed time in the past, yesterday.
And forming the simple past is usually quite straightforward. For regular verbs, you add ed to the base form. Walk becomes walked, talk becomes talked, finish becomes finished, work becomes worked, cook becomes cooked, clean becomes cleaned. These follow the pattern reliably.
But, of course, English has irregular verbs, verbs that do not follow the ed pattern and simply have to be learned. Go becomes went, come becomes came, see becomes saw, have becomes had, get becomes got, buy becomes bought, eat becomes ate, sleep becomes slept, wake becomes woke, make becomes made, take becomes took, tell becomes told. These are some of the most common and most important to know.
And in the negative, you use did not or didn't plus the base form of the verb. I didn't sleep well last night. She didn't have time for breakfast. He didn't go to the gym as planned. They didn't finish everything on their list. Didn't plus base verb. The verb goes back to its base form because did carries the past tense information.
And for questions, did plus the subject plus the base verb. Did you sleep well? Did she call you back? Did they manage to finish in time? Did he say anything important? Again, base verb after did because did already carries the past tense.
Now let's talk about time expressions. Because when you're telling someone about yesterday, you naturally want to sequence the events. You want to show what happened first, what happened next, what happened later. And English has a wonderful set of time expressions for exactly this.
Yesterday morning, to talk about the early part of the day. Yesterday afternoon, the middle of the day. Yesterday evening, the later part of the day. Last night, after dark before sleeping. The night before last, 2 nights ago. Earlier yesterday, before whatever you are currently describing.
And for sequencing events, first I did this, then I did that, after that, next, later, before that, at the same time, meanwhile, eventually, finally, in the end. These linking words and phrases are what turn a list of events into a proper story. They show the listener how the events connect and flow into each other.
Let me give you an example of a full yesterday story using these connectors naturally. Yesterday morning, I woke up at 6:30. First, I made coffee and had a quick breakfast. Then I got ready and left the house around 7:45. After that, I took the bus to work. I arrived a few minutes early for once, which felt great. Later in the morning, I had an important meeting that went really well. Then, at lunchtime, I met a friend at a nearby cafe.
Do you hear how the story flows? Each event connects to the next through time expressions and linking words. It does not feel like a list of separate sentences. It feels like a real, natural account of a real day. And that natural flow is what we are going for.
Now let's talk about how to describe different types of events that might have happened yesterday. Because a day is not just a list of activities, it is a mix of things you planned, things that surprised you, things that went well, things that went wrong, conversations you had, feelings you experienced.
And for planned activities that happened as expected, I had a meeting at 10 and it went smoothly. I went to the supermarket as I planned. I finished the report I had been working on. I met my friend for lunch as we arranged. These sentences are calm and matter-of-fact. They describe the expected course of events.
I went to the supermarket as I planned. I finished the report I had been working on. I met my friend for lunch as we arranged. These sentences are calm and matter-of-fact. They describe the expected course of events.
And notice those phrases: went really well, was a great success, managed to finish, was really pleased, had a wonderful time. These are the kinds of phrases that make your English sound natural and expressive, not just good, went really well, not just finished, managed to finish. The small additions make a big difference.
For things that went wrong or did not happen as planned. The bus was delayed and I arrived late. I spilled coffee all over my shirt just before the meeting. I forgot to send an important email and my colleague had to remind me. My laptop crashed and I lost an hour of work. The weather was terrible and I got completely soaked on the way home.
And for unexpected things that happened, out of nowhere, I ran into an old friend I hadn't seen in years. Something completely unexpected happened at work. I got a phone call that surprised me. I stumbled across something really interesting while I was walking home. All of a sudden, the whole plan changed.
Those phrases, out of nowhere, something unexpected happened, all of a sudden, these are the signals to the listener that what is coming in your story is a surprise. They create a little moment of suspense. The listener leans in because they know something interesting is about to happen.
Now let's talk about expressing emotions and reactions, because a great story about yesterday is not just about what happened. It is about how you felt about what happened. And expressing feelings naturally is one of the hallmarks of truly fluent English.
Positive feelings. I was so happy when I heard the news. I felt really relieved when it was over. I was genuinely excited about the opportunity. I felt really proud of what we accomplished. It made me really happy to see everyone together. I was pleasantly surprised by how well it went.
Negative feelings. I was really frustrated when the system crashed. I felt embarrassed when I realized my mistake. I was exhausted by the end of the day. I felt a little anxious going into the meeting. I was disappointed when the event was canceled. I felt quite stressed for most of the morning. Jax.
Mixed or complex feelings. It was a long day, but very satisfying. I was nervous at first, but then I relaxed. It was stressful, but I learned a lot from the experience. I felt tired, but also really proud. It was challenging and rewarding at the same time. I wasn't sure how to feel about it, honestly.
And those complex feeling expressions are so real and so human because most days are not simply good or bad. They're a mix of things. And being able to express that complexity in English makes your communication so much richer and more authentic.
Now, let's talk about how to talk about conversations and interactions you had yesterday. Because so much of what makes a day interesting is the people you encountered and the things you said and heard.
I had a really good conversation with my colleague about the project. My manager gave me some really useful feedback. I spoke to my family in the evening, and it was lovely. I ran into an old friend, and we spent an hour catching up. A stranger said something really kind to me on the bus. I had a difficult conversation with someone, but I think it needed to happen.
And for reporting what someone said, she told me that the deadline had been moved. He said that everything was going according to plan. My manager mentioned that she was happy with my progress. They let me know that the meeting was canceled. She pointed out something I hadn't noticed before. He reminded me about something I had completely forgotten.
Those reporting verbs, told, said, mentioned, let me know, pointed out, reminded, these are the tools of indirect speech in storytelling, and using a variety of them, rather than just said every time, makes your story feel much more dynamic and natural.
Now, let's talk about how to wrap up a yesterday story, how to bring it to a close and give your listener a feeling of how the day ended overall. Because a good story has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. The ending is what leaves the listener with a feeling.
And sometimes a day ends in a less satisfying way. I went to bed exhausted and a little frustrated. In the end, it wasn't the day I had hoped for, but I learned from it. By the time I got home, I just needed to rest and reset. I went to sleep hoping tomorrow would be better.
And those honest, imperfect endings are just as important and just as valid as the triumphant ones. Real life has both, and being able to express both with honesty, with vocabulary, with the right phrases is what real English fluency looks like.
Now, let's do a full practice, a complete yesterday story using everything we have talked about today. I'm going to tell you about my yesterday, and I want you to notice every grammar structure, every time expression, every feeling word, every connector. Go for it, Jax.
Yesterday was quite an eventful day. I woke up at 7, made myself a strong coffee, and had a quick breakfast. Then I got ready and headed to work. First thing in the morning, I had a team meeting that I was a little nervous about, but it actually went really well. My manager said some really encouraging things about the project, and I felt genuinely relieved. After the meeting, I spent most of the morning catching up on emails.
That is already sounding so natural. Keep going.
At lunchtime, something completely unexpected happened. I ran into someone I hadn't seen in almost 5 years, an old university friend. We grabbed coffee together and spent almost an hour just catching up. It was such a lovely surprise. After lunch, I went back to the office feeling really energized. The afternoon was busy but productive. I managed to finish a report I'd been working on for days and sent it off just before 5 o'clock.
Beautiful. The time expressions, the simple past, the unexpected event, the emotions, it all flows so naturally.
Then, on the way home, the bus was delayed and it started raining heavily. I didn't have an umbrella, so I got absolutely soaked. By the time I got home, I was tired and a little fed up, but I made a warm meal, sat down with a good book, and by the end of the evening, I felt much better. All in all, it was a day full of surprises, some good ones and one very wet one.
That story is perfect. It has a beginning, a middle, an unexpected event, emotions throughout, and a warm, honest ending. And it uses the simple past correctly, time expressions naturally, and vocabulary that paints a real picture. That is exactly what talking about yesterday in English should sound like.
Let's finish with a collection of the most useful yesterday phrases organized by category, so you have a toolkit ready to use whenever someone asks you how your day was.
For starting your story, yesterday was quite a day. Let me tell you about my yesterday. It was an interesting day, actually. Yesterday didn't go quite as I planned. Yesterday was one of those days where everything seemed to happen at once.
For sequencing, first, then, after that, next, later, before that, by the time, at the same time, meanwhile, eventually, in the end, finally, all of a sudden, out of nowhere.
For things going well, it went really well, it was a great success, I was really pleased with, it turned out better than expected, I was so relieved when, I felt really proud.
For things going wrong, it didn't go as planned. Something went wrong. I got completely stuck. I ran out of time. I forgot to. I spilled. I missed. I arrived late. It was more difficult than I expected.
For unexpected events, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I ran into, something completely unexpected happened. To my surprise, I didn't expect, it caught me off guard. I stumbled across.
And for wrapping up, overall it was a good day. In the end, everything worked out. All in all, it was a mixed day. By the end of the day, I was exhausted. I went to bed feeling the day ended on a really positive note.
That is your complete toolkit for talking about yesterday in English. Practice telling someone about your yesterday every single day. It does not have to be long. Even 3 or 4 sentences is enough. The habit of narrating your day in English is one of the fastest ways to build real fluency.
Because fluency is not just about knowing grammar and vocabulary in the abstract. It is about being able to reach for the right words at the right moment to describe your real, actual life. And your yesterday, your real lived experience, is the perfect place to practice.
All right, everyone, that is our conversation for today. Thank you so much for listening to English Voice Podcast. If this episode helped you, please share it with a friend who is learning English.
Practice talking about your yesterday every day. And remember, every story you tell in English is a step forward. We will see you in the very next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye!